Gave the bird a nice wash today. Looks much better. A lot less dust. And I also picked up, yeah, one sec. Early Christmas present for myself. 275s. She's not supposed to know, so don't say anything. More to come. Okay guys, so did a bunch of pedal work the other day. This is the Accelerator pedal from my TBird. It's very similar. It's the exact same as a 5-liter. However, this guy has been modified. You can see this is not factory. You can see the imperfect straight line cut. And the reason why it was modified from the traditional is because this was my Accelerator cable. I think it might be Locar, might be the brand. I can't remember, but it's a braided stainless steel. You can order it in whatever length you want. You can adjust it. You just there's a little set screw inside of this, a little tiny Allen key head that you can choke up or down on the cable with, and then this goes into right underneath your throttle body. And yeah, this was the firewall end of it, and then you can see what's necessary here to let me push this up a bit for you to see better. For you to put this into your Accelerator pedal here. So it just kind of, you can figure that one out for yourself. There's a little cotter pin too. Anywho, this thing sucked. I had a really, really terrible pedal feel with it. There's no return spring on it. Like, I don't know if you've seen factory style ones. But the one I got, it's a factory one again. So it's got this beautiful little return spring in it, and it gives me a full sweep. I've got full, like, it feels so much better. So I finally got home, went to the scrap yard, picked up a 5-liter. Has to be manual transmission because of that foot pedal. It's got that curvature in it. And then, I don't know how well you can see up there, but yeah, you can see that little blue thingy. That's the end of the cable. And it's just got an open-ended tip to it. Not like this. It's an open-ended tip, so your cable can kind of slide right into it. And then it's got a little round spot for that little blue, I guess you call it like a detent or detent. It just, once it kind of snaps in, it stays locked in, so you can pull it out really easy. There's also, for those who don't know, there's a little firewall. I'm not sure if you can see it or not, but right behind the cable, there is a round plate. It's a little firewall. I can't see it through my phone. I'm sure you guys can't really see it, but there's tons of info on our resources. There's a round plate that it's got a big hole in the middle, like this, almost the width of this finger, and it kind of like you just push it over top, and it's like it slides on nicely, but it grabs so it doesn't pull off. So that just kind of holds the back end of it on the firewall, even though there's two bolts that, from the firewall side, or from the engine bay side, it bolts to the firewall. But on the back side, there's that little plate that helps keep it there too. Just, I guess, a little extra retention. So I'm going to go ahead and fire this up. I also put my door panel back together. These window motor switches these are the actual door locks, lock and unlock. They have a much nicer finish to them than they used to. That one's over there, looks a little closer to factory. But yeah, put the door panel back together. And I don't know where the fuck I put that thing. It's somewhere loose in my garage or in this car, but anywho, I'll give you a good demonstration. I wanna get a good feel here. Oh, it feels so good already. So I'm gonna test it out with my tack because I could only just see it at idle. So I want to see it. I want to see it rev a little bit. So let's get this thing a bit of a start. No, don't need that at all. You can go back to your home. Nice. And that can shut off. And okay, I just didn't hear the fuel pump prime, so I'm gonna try it again. There we go. Okay, starting in 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's see. All right. It's 1500. Both tacks are close. 2000. Yeah, the factory one's not really. It's close, but it's pretty good. It's a little laggy, but that's okay. Anywho, the pedal. That feels fucking awesome. That feels proper. Okay, I'm shutting it down. Actually, I'll let it idle for a sec. Just calm down. Calm down. My garage door is closed, so I'm probably gonna have to open that. So, next thing I'm gonna do, I gotta go to work tonight, so not right now, but a little later, I'm going to, that's better. I am going to replace my clutch cable, because this clutch cable feels like shit, and it also feels worn out. So, that will be my next thing. Oh shit, it's all smoky. Don't want to poison myself. Open, fresh air. So I'm gonna get my, oh whoops, that's my hockey gear. I probably should have moved that. My bad. My bad. Yeah, gonna do my clutch cable, and then I think I'll be fine. I don't need to do anything with my brakes, so. Okay, see you guys later. Okay, doing work on the car. So we've got here, I've got the clutch cable removed from the transmission. So to get that out, what I had to do is take a bar of some sort, and then I had to get up inside, pry it enough so that the slack would, I could, you know, you can kind of see it. Oh, fuck, this is a really shitty place for videos, but you can see it's bigger hole, smaller hole, just kind of like the accelerator pedal. So this would go inside through here when I push this down enough, and then it would lock over with these nuts. It would sit in there where I want it. So you could adjust it by, there's two nuts here. There's a nut on top that locks it, and then your set screw kind of, so to speak. So it's gonna cut the rest of the stuff that's tied up to this. And there's one bracket up top there. This kind of comes back to the firewall. So I'm gonna take that bolt and bracket off, and then I gotta get at the, what do they call that? The quadrant, the clutch quadrant from underneath the steering column. That's gonna suck. But pull all that off, and then you take the cable off, and then you take this out. So I'm going to do that now. Okay, up top, you can see that is, here's your clutch cable, and goes down to that. It's this bracket right here, and then there's a bolt there. Haven't figured out what size yet. Probably sitting kind of small. What's this? 3/8. Okay. Too small. Half inch. 7/16. It's too big. It's not good enough, so it's going to go to a 10 millimeter. Very good. Yep, that's a 10 mil. Okay, just gonna button that off. And that, yeah, pretty much stays with it for now anyways. And then I'm gonna get underneath. Okay, this is the old stuff that I took out, including that sock. There's the old clutch quadrant. This is the cable. I don't know if it's just maybe the way it was set up or if it's just worn out. It doesn't really look that bad, to be quite honest, but I don't know. So I was also missing on this. You can see the little focus. You see right there? There's a little spot. That's meant for a clip. So it goes through your bell housing, and then there's a clip that holds it on tight to your bell housing, so there's no slack when you're pulling. I didn't have that at all, so maybe that's part of the reason why it was so gross, such a bad feeling. So let's see. I still got the car up on jack stands because I gotta go underneath it and just kind of zap strap a couple things. So before I put it back down, here's what I've done. You know what? I'll get light. Kind of need to show you better. Okay, so fuck, dead battery. Shit. 1 sec. Okay. So you can see I've got my new adjustable clutch quadrant. Or no, sorry, not quadrant. It's a firewall adjuster. Duh. All I had to do was, it comes with 2 self-tapping screws. You can see they're Phillips head. And I had to, the one on the left, I had to drill in. The one on the right, I just used the existing hole. On this firewall adjuster, in that bottom tab, right, this guy, that bottom tab, there was an Allen key head, little screw, set screw that's in the middle of there. So when you want this, when you got this set where you want it, you need to do the Allen, like, put the set screw in so that it doesn't readjust or anything like that. Here is my new sexy throttle cable. I probably should have painted this black, but I'll do that a little later. And yeah, that's gross too. I thought that these came powder coated when I bought them. No, I was wrong. So fucking pissed off. I'm gonna have to take it out or do something with it to make it look less like a dick. This is my routing. So they say in the manual, they suggest that you try to make it as much of like a C motion as possible. Obviously, the more bends you have in it, the more resistance you're gonna get. My previous setup for this, so you can see there's my bracket location. This bracket used to be, you can see the old hole right there. So it was quite a bit further back, and they suggest that you route this cable. They want it routed right, you can see where it's going down, and then it's right by the oil filter, and then it runs alongside the oil pan from underneath. You might be able to still see it, but that's what they suggest in the manual. This obviously makes sense. You want to try and keep it away from the headers for obvious heat reasons. So what I'm going to do is just, I don't want to add a lot to it, but I'll just take a zap strap and probably just zap strap it in like that or something. So I don't know. I might keep it over here. I might even wrap some sort of heat shield around it just to help out. So that is the plan, and that's what I've done. And I think all of this has contributed enormously to this fantastic new pedal feel that I have now on both the accelerator and the clutch, because my old accelerator cable is so long, it was like really looped, and it just didn't work very good. So that's my situation. So you can buy that clip that I was telling you about on the old clutch cable, that detent. So it goes through your bell housing, which is this thick, and then this clip is supposed to snap on top. So then you got no room to move underneath. Holds it nice in place. This is a universal clutch cable clip. That's what they call it, a clutch retainer clip or something, like a bell housing retaining clip. This is a universal style. It is made of metal, but I mean, it's kind of like, it's whatever. I got two just in case this thing flies off. I don't know. I'm sure it'll work just fine. That's just what Lordco had at the time. You can buy the proper OEM style ones on like American Muscle or late model restorations for like, I think they're like $3. They're not very expensive. This was cheaper than that, but rather than wait an entire week to get it, I just tried that, and I don't know, so far it seems to sit just fine in there. But most importantly, this rerouting of my clutch cable has tremendously helped, and I would recommend this to anybody. It didn't take a lot. I kind of had to fuck around a little bit and get underneath to be able to get my drill to fit in between. There's not a lot of working room in there, but if you persevere, you will prevail. So that is my situation. Yeah, things are getting good. Check it. Slippers. It's so nice now and smooth. It's like so springy. It's got lots of feel to it. There's no resistance. Like, I thought for a while that, I know on a truck that I had, it had these like bushings that would go inside. They'd kind of slip inside the pedal that's on the rod. I was like, fuck, maybe these bushings are like hella worn out, but these things don't really have any bushings. So it's it was all cable in my situation, and stoked. I'm so stoked. Feel really good. Yeah.